So, because he studied with A.R. Alexander, and A.R. Alexander, F.M.'s brother, and while they were called by initial, I don't really know, A.R. said, I think, it's written down somewhere, he said, I only needed 6 lessons and I could teach the technique. Oh, well, that's because they weren't using their hands. See, that's an interesting thing. Alexander taught his entire family how to teach before he used his hands. And then certain members of his family, I forgot which ones, did teach for a period of time, mostly in Tasmania. All this material is in the biography on Alexander. And the guy does a good job of really giving you a perspective about this. And so it was all conceptual, and he would guide you through sitting and standing in the same way that he described the evolution of the technique in his book. He had also studied with Delsarte, and Delsarte was a very famous movement educator in France, who influenced Marcel Marceau, influenced an awful lot of French important folk in movement. It took a long time for the Alexander community to accept that fact, but it's proven. So
the fact that he didn't use his hands?
no, the fact that he studied with Delsarte. Because Delsarte, you have to read Delsarte and really understand him, but he was a movement person, and there were some similarities between Alexander's discoveries and Delsarte. And the Alexander community liked to think of Alexander having done everything on his own. And he did. But so the reason, and he called it position of mechanical advantage. And I'll just, since you asked the question, Ari, I'll put everybody into the position of mechanical advantage. It does work. And then I'll tell you why I think it works. His students called it the frog, called it various things, and ultimately called it the monkey. It doesn't really look like a monkey, because the monkey will hump over like that. But they called it monkey. So monkey is what it was called. And then in the last couple of years, because of the 21st century and racism and all that, people in certain countries, mainly America, we should not call it monkey, because monkey means is racist in the South or in America. And then the French said, well, it actually means stupid or something like that in French. And I don't know. So when I wrote the book, or when I published the book, there was a chapter on monkey. And then they all called me up and said, do you really want to call it monkey? And I said, well, what do you think I should do? They said, do you want the older teachers to read your book or the younger teachers? I said, the younger teachers. Then let's think of a different name. So when I was teaching in Korea, I discovered that they call it, you call it, Songan called it. What is it?
The position of mechanical advantage.
No. She didn't call it.
Semiflexion?
Semiflexion. So this is my gout. This is semiflexion. That's a semiflexion movement. Bob later just likes to call it bending from hips. This would be monkey. So I don't know whether it's more like a frog, but it's not. So it was a position that he felt a teacher had to go into in order to have the arms belong to the back. That was his words. And the arms belong to the back because the arms originate from the lower back and spread out, and your hands belong to your back. He didn't say that, but I do, because they belong to the arms. So there's a little bit of difference between semiflexion and monkey, and I'm going to give you the experience. And then the monkey and position mechanical advantage are really one and the same. It's just the way they named it. But they were talking about position of mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage meaning there's a neuromuscular integrity when you don't drop down into your knees. When I was working with the NFL football player, I would take him into a chair, and he would do what everybody does. They drop forward on your knees like that. Well, that puts the strain on the head neck reflexes. It puts the strain on the back. It puts the strain everywhere through the body when your knees go down like that. When you let your knees go forward out and away like that, and don't disturb from here to here, and you have started with the head neck, and so that when you do that, I'm going to give you the experience in a minute. When you let your neck be free, the purpose of letting the neck be free are several things. Is one, you're not doing with the neck what you usually do unconsciously. And that can be a variety of things. You're letting it be free to lengthen as opposed to contract. So that if I'm on the phone like this for a while, I'm contracting the muscles through here. And it will show throughout my entire body. So I'm putting pressure on my knees, and most of the operations are hip and knees, because people drive themselves into the hips and the knees. When you evolve from slithering on the ground, you come back and up. When you go into position of mechanical advantage, or whatever you want to call it, you go through the evolutionary process, which involves full uprightness. So you let yourself go down, but now my knees are going this way, see? They're going this way, as opposed to that way.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm not disturbing the reflexive aspect of my head and neck, and my back is open. So then you put your hands on someone, and you are coming from this. When I started giving lessons in London, they called mine Killer Monkey. And that was because of the martial arts. Because I was standing like this, but not like everybody else in the studio was doing like that. But I'm standing like this. And if you do that, I said this a couple of days ago, or a week, is that after a while in Monkey, and there were two versions of this, Patrick McDonald's version and Walter Carrington's version. Walter Carrington's version is this. Patrick McDonald's is this. Straight up. That's closer to this. That's what I was doing while I was studying with Frank. So I was doing McDonald's version of position of mechanical advantage, not Walter Carrington. Frank did a combination of the two, but he didn't feel it was necessary. His was about how you lay a hand on someone.
That's completely different from what I've ever done before. And I don't know why it never occurred to me. What you said about when you go into the position of mechanical advantage, that your knees are actually going this way, like
Yeah. Oh, the knees aren't going anywhere.
right,
The
but
muscle-
the muscles are going this way,
quadriceps are going this way.
not this way,
Yeah.
and that's life changing.
Well, it is.
I never thought about that before.
Well, over the years, the way I perfected, the same way Bruce Furtman does. is
Different,
that
right?
Yeah.